Today, 28th of May, year 2024, we continue to talk about the Satipatthana. No? Ariya is defined as Parisodho, pure, clean, and free of Visishasta Kilesa roots. If something is not clean, but is dirty, it's the low, hina. If it becomes pure, it is high level, Uddamo. Ariyo means a person who has become pure and excellent. The practice of Satipatthana Bhavana guarantees that this level can be reached. It's a sure, certain path, ikayano. No one besides the Buddha bodies gives that kind of guarantee. The Buddha alone gives a guarantee. Try it and see. You will know for sure. If people have been born human, haven't aspired for human birth, it's not enough to have food, clothing, and shelter, plus a high social status. It's important to possess the intelligence of a human being. This means that people must know what is really the right path. They must look for the right path. Haven't looked for it and become satisfied, walk along this path and see. If you walk it and see, walking along the right path, you will surely reach the right destination. That is definite. Vimati, which humbles around, wondering if this the way or that way is right. If this the belief or that one is right, unable to differentiate, will be removed. If you reach the right destination, doubts will automatically be cleared. And the entire before people has to know the right way. They may also take the wrong path for right and go accordingly. They may believe that this or that kind of practice will make them pure. Sila Bada Brahmasa, the blind practice of rites and rituals, will also be removed by walking the right path. four kinds of the Satipatthana. That is what the Buddha guaranteed, calling it Ekayano, the sure path of the practice. If a person practice it and cease, there are sure to be special benefits. The Buddha pointed out three kinds of places for people who really want to practice to raise their status in that way. Aranya, a forest. Rokha Mula, number two, Rokha Mula, at the foot of a tree, under or near a tree. And Sonyagara, place free of human sounds. He pointed out four categories of dhammas to be observed in the body, like large feats of observation. Body caused kaya, feeling called vedana, thinking, imagining, and so on, caused chitta, and general objects called dhamma. He distinguished between four kinds of objects: kaya, vedana, chitta, and dhamma. Because there are four large feats of observation. There are four kinds of Satipatthana. These are repeated observation of the obvious bodily acts at the moment they are evident, or kaya nupassana. Repeated observation of the feelings experienced in the body or mind once these vedana appear, or vedana nupassana. Repeated observation of the various kinds of thinking, imagination, and so on. Whenever they arise, or citta nupassana. And repeated observation of other mental physical phenomena. Every time they becomes the apparent, or Dhammanupassana. The first of these, kaya, is exclusively physical, caused rupa. The second and that are purely mental, nama. The fourth and last kind is a mixture of nama and rupa, or the mental and the physical. Concept or piñati is not included, however. When comparing nama and rupa in our world, the human realm, rupa is the easiest to observe because it's the most obvious. Therefore, when meditating, the Buddha started by explaining kaya, or the rupa first. There is a saying in the preach of Dhamma, Yatha Bhaktam Vipassana Bini we saw. This means that yogis practicing Vipassana meditation, people meditating to develop their own personal knowledge should begin Vipassana practice according to the obvious object. In accordance with this principle, the Buddha preaching in the human realm began by speaking about Kaya Nupassana, which is the most relevant for human beings. Here, it is not said to observe every arising Kaya, but to observe the evident arising Kaya. To speak on the grossest level, the rising rises, the fallen also rises, and the sitting posture is also present, as such as touching, lifting, moving, placing, bending, stretching, and going on down to blinking the eyes, opening the eyes, and closing them. It becomes apparent. To say that only the evident the kaya is to be repeatedly observed means that there is no need to observe the kaya. That is not evident. Even if it's there, you doesn't need to note what isn't apparent. Needless to say, this is the case regarding what doesn't arise. This means that you should not observe or practice by imagining things. Therefore, it's the said Yatha Bhaktam. Among many objects, observe according to what is obvious. This means observe the object that one can experience clearly. If one focuses the mind and looks, this should be understood. But some Westerners, some people have a belief that only concept gotten through the thinking are the domain of the knowledge. They think about things that are not real and consider what happens in their thoughts to be real knowledge. It's not easy to get rid of these beliefs because they are strong. The Buddha used the term obedient object because he understood that hypnotism like that is not effective. Evident object means something that appears and is obvious enough to be seen and known by the mind. The word evident should be understood to say that the evident arising bodily action should be observed means that there is no need to think about what is not obvious or create what is not there and then observe it. The Buddha used the small word kaya for the physical body. Kaya means combined matter, group of physical things. In the body, there are measures of hard things, soft things, caused things, and delicate things. There are measures of liquid things, flowing things, connected things, and solid things. There are measures of heat, warmth, clothes, and steadiness, tightness, and movement. There are measures of visual colors and forms, measures of smells and flavors. There is also the nutritive element. These eight kinds of matter, rupa, are also present in external and animate objects. Needless to say, they are present in living beings as well. The nose base, tongue base, and body base are present. Further, there is material life force. There are many parts in the body. The place where these parts are combined together is called kaya in Pali, or body. This big mass of matter called rupa is not a state, but is the arising and the passing away. The only thing is that the people don't pay attention. Just now it has arisen and now it passes away. Just like living beings being born and then dying. It has been born just now and then dies. Just now it become hot and just now in a short time. It passes away. Just now it become cold and now the moment of coolness disappear. Just now it becomes stiff and just now the moment of stiffness disappear. Piece by piece, they disappear. They may disappear bit by bit, or they may disappear in a group. They have the nature of the being born and then dying. The Buddha used the word nature to describe these physical dhammas. In other words, he disparaged them as the impermanent. He disabridged them, having seen them for himself. If they would arise and then stay that way, it would be quite all right. Just now it arose, and even now it disappears. Whatever things have that nature cannot be counted as good. They are counted as something bad. Physical dhammas that occur in that way are dukkha, suffering. The Buddha described them also as suffering. In other words, he disparaged mental and physical dhammas with the word dukkha. There is no one yet who can prevent the arising of dhammas that disappear after having risen in that way. Nor can anyone fix these dhammas that are defective due to the fact that they die, having been born. A jiva ada that resides permanently in the body is just a creation of one kind of belief and thinking. The big Brahma ada, a Darida, a general, that governs this jiva ada, is also concocted by means of the thinking. In fact, there is no jiva ada and no Brahma ada that controls it. If the cause for something to happen exists, the result will surely happen. No one can stop it. It's not possible to choose for only good things to occur. No one can make what is not permanent be permanent. Things to happen according to their own nature. That is called anatta. That means there is no other that can make things permanent and pleasurable. Physical dhammas themselves are not ada. The Buddha declared. He distinguished them as anatta. This big physical body exists as a combination of the things according to causes. There are many parts: hair of the head, hair of the body, nails, teeth, and skin. When they are put together properly, each in its own place, it appears to be elegant and beautiful to see. Divide up the parts one by one and look, look at them. Pull out all the hair on the head and put it into a pile. Pull out all the body hair and make another pile. Take off the fingernails and toenails and make another pile. Not just the ends of the nails, but the whole nail sunk into the flesh. Pull out the teeth and make a pile. Peel off the skin and make another pile. And put the other parts each in its own pile. Pile of the bones, pile of flesh. If you divide up the things that were combined, put each in its own pile and say, take what you like. Who would like it? No one. Although the body appeared fitting and beautiful when viewed all together, when viewed as separate parts of the beautiful accept that where just there are despair, they are gone. It's no longer fitting. That is called asubha in Pali. Although it is said to be beautiful when seen as a whole, there is still nothing beautiful or fitting. If it is divided up and seen individually, the Buddha said we should be able to reflect in this way also. Things are impermanent because they each arise in their own time and then disappear. They are suffering dukkha because what appears then disappears is the born and then dies is the not good. In this, there is the no jiva ada that can make it permanent, stable, or comes into existence. Nor is there any the big self, a director, a general. They are ada, arising according to their own nature. When causes that come together. If these the things which are compounded according to their own nature are separated and viewed individually, the beauty that was there is lost. For that person, the Buddha taught that they are asubha, not beautiful. So that the people would understand. Yogis they must simply look at and observe the physical phenomena that are gathered in their being in order to know the true Dhamma that is really there. Look at the whole big thing. The true Dhamma will not be clear. Among this collection, the presently arising evident things that are clear. Sometimes stiffness and tension are evident. Sometimes heat, cold, and warmth are evident. The most obvious of the four great fundamental elements are the qualities of stiffness, tightness, movement, and shifting. Priority must be given to the most obvious of these the physical qualities. Now, when the mind is focused on the abdomen, with every breath there is rising and falling. When the air goes in, the abdomen becomes the hard, stiff, and tight. When breathing out, one experiences the air becomes relaxed. There is rising air and comes air. Thus, when meditating to know the true nature, true of Rupa, it's not possible to observe all the matter in the body as a whole. You must start by observing the obvious things. The large field of observation has no limit. You must start by observing the little observable objects that become apparent due to causes. Within that large field of observation, because of the breathing in, the abdomen expands and rises. Because of the breathing out, it collapses. Because of the intention to lift, there is lifting. Because of intention to move, there is the movement. Because of intention to place, there is the placing. There are newly appearing observable objects. They are objects within the field of vision. These are delimited just as the body plots within a body field are delimited by small embankments. You must start by observing these delimited objects that are the within your reach first form. That is the same as the Vipassana principle. Yatha Bhagavatam Vipassana Bini Veso. To begin the Vipassana practice with the obvious object of observation. Okay, we will stop our discourse today. By instant practicing Vipassana meditation, may all yogis be liberated from all the suffering. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.